Pokemon and bad decision making go together like peanut butter and jelly if you're American, or if you're British, the weather and complaining about the weather. It's debatable what the worst decision Pokemon has ever made is. Some might say the national deck, some might say making that double kick animation, some might say tree, but I'm willing to say it's none of those. Actually, it's a decision that they made about 1 day ago. I would say about 17 hours as of recording this, to which they have immediately gone back and said, oh no, this was silly, we probably shouldn't have done this. But what have they done this time? Have they deletioned all the Pokemon? Have they added Pikachu to Fortnite? What's going on? Well, they've done something I didn't think I'd ever see a video game company do ever again. I thought that this had gone the way of the dinosaurs. They opened an official forum. If you don't know what a forum is, if you are under the age of 13 and haven't used Tumblr and Reddit and scroll through Twitter like it's crack, a forum is an official messaging board that used to be incredibly popular before the likes of Reddit and Discord came along. It's essentially a place where you go to discuss similar topics and find like-minded individuals to share thoughts and opinions with. Which, if you know anything about the internet, when you bring a lot of like-minded individuals together, well, it can only go well. And everything is fine and nothing will go wrong. Now, before we get into this, I just want to say I'm very happy to see that the forum is not dead yet. I remember when I was 14 years old going on to the BioShock forum because it's my favorite game of all time and posting cringe. Yeah, I've been posting cringe for 14 years now. Back then it was role-playing on internet forums, and now it's trying to be funny in a second channel video and fumbling and not being able to finish a joke. But fortunately for us all, these people are able to finish a joke. In fact, they're able to be very, very creative in what they come up with. I was told that there is now an official Pokemon forum, and it's going exactly how you'd expect. I would let Sonia dominate me from Tommy Wiseau 69. Which has 95 views and 9 comments. We also have bangers like, what would you do if Mewtwo hypnotized you? Which, I don't know, I think that's a bit of a silly question, because if you get hypnotized, then you just have to do whatever they tell you to do. So, well, what are you gonna do? Well, you're gonna do whatever Mewtwo tells you to do. What would Mewtwo tell you to do? That's an entirely different conversation. I have no idea. Clean his tail, perhaps? How far do you think that you could kick a Mime Jr.? That's a very good question. If we assume that Mime Jr. is probably under, you know, a kilogram in weight, it looks very lightheaded. I think you could punt it for a bit. It looks like it's full of hot air anyway, so it'd probably go for miles. Warning, if you ignore this thread, you're a fake Pokemon fan. Now we get onto the crux of the issue. This is an official Pokemon forum, which means that it's aimed at people that have official Pokemon accounts on their websites. I guess they don't trust Twitter anymore to be a hub of discussion about the series, which is fair. I don't trust Twitter to even load tweets anymore, so it makes sense. But since they just opened it and the internet's gonna do what the internet's gonna do, they're gonna go and have a little bit of fun with it, which is a problem when you're making a website that is supposed to be for technically everyone. You're supposed to have a website that maybe a child could go on and discuss things like, why does Trico have green and yellow in eyes? Very curious topic. But when you also have discussion like, if all Pokemon were trapped in a sensory deprivation chamber, which one would stay the longest, next to, do you like Quagsire? Well, we could see how this could quickly become an issue when people just go on and post things like, which girl would you tickle torment? Which Pokemon is the hottest? I am immeasurably attracted to Gardevoir. Does anyone think that Charizard is my profile picture looks homeless? And then Miiverse is back. And then who in the world thought this was a good idea? That is a really good question. Nobody makes forums anymore. Everyone's just gone the way of opening Discord servers, having subreddits, having discussion on Twitter, other social medias. It's all kind of coalesced around the big social media websites. So why would they go and turn around and make their own forum for discussion? Who sat down and thought that, yes, if we allow people to pretty much say whatever they want, then this is great. We should be able to let Jimmy, the 5-year-old that lives down the lane, have a discussion with who knows on the other side of the world. Now, to be fair, it's not like they're going in this completely naked. It's not like they're going in with no preparation. Like Batman, Pokemon Company can be anyone with prep. Or so they probably thought. So here are the rules. Contribute to the community in a positive way. Do not share or reveal personal details about yourself and others. That's a very important rule. because I know very well that young people are stupid. I don't think that anyone under the age of 14 should post anything on the internet ever. If you are under the age of 14, you don't get to post. You get to maybe view the internet in like a read-only mode, but no posting. Never allowed to post. No posting allowed. And if parents did their jobs, ideally, that's the situation that we would have. No kids posting anything ever. But unfortunately, parents aren't very good at parenting. So we do have kids all the time posting, especially on a website that is dedicated to everyone game, where you could go on and have a 5-year-old just type in things. So it's very important to have a rule like, please don't post your home address or IP or social security number. Not that I don't think kids even have a social security number or anything like that. So I mean, I'm British, I don't have one either. But I can just imagine some 5-year-old going on and posting things like, I really like Charizard. If you also like Charizard, come and hang out with me. I live at 15 Quandary Lane. Here's my zip code. Then, of course, we have the rule that is no foul language or inappropriate themes, of course, and only official Pokemon products are allowed for discussion, which, of course, I'm sure devastates the fan art community because their OCs are not allowed. However, this isn't the Sonic community, so I don't think OCs are as important, but still, a big hit to them nonetheless. We also have do not moderate other users. And the rules aren't all-encompassing, they're just guidelines. Our staff reserves the right to take disciplinary action if they feel an individual is having a negative impact on the community. Which is good to have that rule, because I imagine they banned probably upwards of 5,000 to 10,000 people as soon as it opened. Also, I really hope they're paying these moderators, because they're going to be working overtime on this. I also think it's really funny that you can post a comment to Twitter. There's just an option that you can click that will create a link to a comment. Not even just a thread, the specific comment. Why would you ever want to do this? You go on a tweet, you say, hey, boys, girls, MPs, listen, I made a brilliant comment on this thread on the Pokemon official community forums. You need to see this. It is a banger. You're gonna love it. And unfortunately, it seems our fun may be over just as quickly as it started, because I've been searching around for a way to make a post. I have an account and everything, but it just doesn't seem to have a post button. I don't know how to make a comment. Maybe I'm just broken brains, and scrolling through TikTok has made it impossible for me to understand how any other website works now, but I don't find any way to comment or make a new post. It's just not possible. So I think that they have already disabled the ability to make new posts and comments because of the other stuff that people were saying already, which, to be fair, makes complete sense. Why would you allow people to comment anything? It feels like every single thread would have to be moderated before it was approved. Like you put it in a little back area where the mods take a nice healthy glance at it before it goes on, but then you'd have to do the same thing for every single comment, and it seems like this was maybe a very poorly thought out situation, maybe one of the silliest or dumbest things that Pokemon has ever done. Now, it remains to be seen whether or not this forum will open up again. I think it should, because, listen, I'm totally into forums. I have some very fond memories of posting on forums back in the day. I used to love posting cringe, but again, maybe it shouldn't be legal for kids to post cringe. Anyway, maybe it shouldn't be legal for them to post anything. I'm sure we'll all be closely monitoring this, hoping that the Pokemon forums makes a reappearance and comes back online, but that remains to be seen. Anyway, if you want me to react to something, post it in my Discord server. I have one of those. It's free to join.